What's going on, boys? I'm back with another video. This one's gonna be a banger, so make sure you watch all the way through. I'm gonna be highlighting 10 horrible habits that are keeping you bad at Fortnite. Breaking these habits is crucial if you're trying to actually get to a high level on the game. Grab a notebook and lock in. You make excuses for literally everything that happens to you. If you hit a weak pump, you blame the weapon. If someone jumps in your box, you blame your ping. The list goes on, but the bottom line is until you can actually recognize your mistakes and acknowledge that 99% of the things that happen to you in game, good or bad, are your fault, it's going to be a very rocky road for you in terms of your improvement. Every time you get in a fight, you telegraph your next move. Good players watch your movement as they're fighting you, and the thing that makes pros so unpredictable is the fact that they're so good at hiding their intentions. Most of the time, you won't even really notice that you've given away your next move. Work on getting to the point where people can't read you so easily. Change up the things you normally would do. Expand left instead of right, or change layers upward instead of dropping. Explore your tendencies and become comfortable creating a new normal for your playstyle. You take way too long to end your fights. Every single fight you take just ends up coming down to your last materials and heals. Pros never let their fights start dragging out. Once they've established a health advantage, they keep that dynamic. It's never a back and forth from offense to defense. A lot of you completely disregard your advantage. If you're the type to get up on damage and still just sit there and not make a play, you've got some work to do. You really have to start getting more comfortable creating those opportunities to get kills. Whenever you're on defense, you don't move. As soon as you get cracked, you just sit in the same box holding your wall. You have to move and create space for yourself to look for counter damage. When you just sit there holding different walls, it doesn't do anything for you. Pros always give themselves a lot of room to work with, so it's way more difficult for them to get pressured when they're on low HP. If you're trying to get better at playing defensively, moving around, creating space, and just making yourself hard to track is crucial. You don't practice with enough intensity. Creative is the best tool you have for fighting practice. But with that being said, if you're trying to actually improve and make your creative practice efficient and effective, the only maps you should be grinding are 1v1 through 4v4 zone wars, box fights, piece controls, and realistics. There's so many overly casual maps that will absolutely never help you. Pros keep themselves in a high intensity practice environment all the time. That's where they're able to maintain and constantly improve their skills. In creative, it's super important for you to actually take it serious. Forcing yourself to be faster and more accurate in every aspect of your fighting practice is the only way for your creative skills to transfer over to real games. Be aggressive and confident in every rep. Desensitize yourself from that fear of jumping in boxes or that panic when you start getting pressured, and you'll notice yourself fighting at a whole different level in game. You constantly tunnel vision things while you're fighting and end up losing complete spatial awareness. You have to get really good at being locked in on tracking your opponent, but also keeping that environmental awareness at a high level. When you tunnel vision, it's so easy to die in the dumbest ways, like you run out of mats or your weapons aren't reloaded. And even if you're up on damage, ignoring your environment will continuously get you killed. Stay aware and be fully in control of your game. You always forget to preemptively block off your angles. If you know that there's a potential for you to get shot from a certain direction, you have to be aware and block off that side. Even if you don't know exactly where they are, blocking off their general direction is going to save you from taking so much unnecessary damage. You have to be almost paranoid when it comes to blocking your angles. Constantly expect to get shot and cover yourself accordingly. Teach yourself to have good intuition when it comes to taking damage. If you feel like you might get shot, don't take the risk and block your angles. You constantly take unnecessary damage and you don't stay protected while you're trying to pressure. You keep letting your HP get chipped away while on the aggressive side of a fight. You don't know how to pressure from a right hand peek, and your aggressive attempts are just completely stopped by the fact that you've taken too much damage. Stay protected and only pressure behind good right hand peeks. Once you're able to protect yourself and stop giving yourself up to your opponent, your fighting is going to improve so much. Every time you take damage, you immediately start panicking. There's no thought in your decisions after you've started panicking. You have to train yourself to just calm down and use your defensive fighting skills to establish yourself in a better position to win the fight. When you're panicked, your aim is off, your edits are off, and you just become totally uncoordinated. slow down, and remain in control of everything you do. Whenever you're not doing well in the game, you always try to change your sensitivity. It's not your sensitivity that's the problem. It's simply just the way you play. It doesn't matter if you're high sense or low sense, the decisions you make are what matter. The sensitivity you play on isn't going to stop bad decisions from happening. What's going to stop those bad decisions is really honest self-reflection. Understand why the decision you made was wrong and learn from it. Stop switching settings hoping that you somehow just become a different player. With that being said, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like and a sub. Peace.